Ryan!
Hey, how's it going, Jeanette?
Well, here I am, just learning away.
Have you been to a lot of sessions today?
I went to one earlier, and then I went to the one from 1 to 4 yesterday afternoon.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. It
Nice.
was good.
Nice. Which one did you go to from 1 to 4? The online presence?
Yeah, it
How was that?
was good, you know.
Cool.
And then I did the one on play, Orkund.
Oh, how did that? That's yeah. Well, I mean, we're using Arkin, so it's good to talk to the people there.
Yeah, it was interesting, you
Yeah,
know.
they've got a lot of those guys are really just growing like leaps and bounds. So,
Right. Yeah, so it was interesting.
oh, cool.
Is it all this going well, even though it's virtual?
I think it's going well, partly because it's virtual. Um,
Okay.
we've got more people than we've ever had before, and we're getting a lot of engagement. A lot of people are really interested in learning stuff. I just sat down at one of those lunch tables. Like we had this Remo product where there are like tables and you choose which one you sit at. And so
Hmm.
I sat down at one, and then like people just click and join in, and it's like there are a bunch of little table meetings going on. And I just sat there and troubleshot gradebook for like an hour for people that just came in and were like, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? I was like, well, click here, toggle that, do this, do the other thing. So yeah, Carly, it was really funny. It was like just drop in gradebook, madness.
Well,
Hey,
it is possible to be the master of the grade book.
it is.
It's possible.
You can make gradebook work for you, and a lot of people are skeptical about that in Moodle, understandably, because if you just when you first look at it, it's like, what on earth is going on here? But yeah, with a little bit of guidance and direction, it helps that I've troubleshot like a billion gradebooks in my life. You know,
Including mine.
yeah.
What I really wanted to do is just throw it at you.
That's fine too. I work full time at Carroll.
Yeah. the, the big takeaway last fall, the last hurdle that I had to get over last fall was I can set up the categories, but I cannot pre-populate the assignments.
Oh,
So,
because it messes up your calculations yeah.
yeah,
No, I hear that. All
but
right. So Shondell, why don't you we initially we had Shelly Stanton, also from Billings, who was going to do this. But some things came up and Shelly can't make it. So Shondell, the Google superhero from Billings Senior
No.
High. I don't know. I heard a lot of great things about
Oh,
that
thanks.
G Suite for K-12 yesterday.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you, and so everybody can see you. And I will manage the chat. And if you want to distribute moot coins or whatever, Shondell, you just let me know, and I'll take care of that for you. Okay?
Oh, all the coins. We are going with all the coins.
All the coins.
Oh, all of them. I love it. I love it. Carly, I would love it if Shelly and I could be presenting together. She is awesome and her energy is crazy. And just a caveat to start this off, you guys. About 3 hours ago, I found out that Shelly couldn't do her session, and I knew a ton of people were signed up. So I thought, okay, I'll take it for you. So I got home at about 2:15, and that's when I first looked at her presentation. So we're gonna be learning together today, and it will be super fun. Um, it should be a really great time. I did have a chance to get through all of her stuff, and she's got some great tools in here. So I will go ahead and share my screen. And if you have questions, the best place for them is the chat. And if Ryan wants to help me make sure that I'm catching all those, that would be awesome.
Yep, I'll be there for you.
Oh, yay! So, first, I just thought I'd start with this is actually me. I'm not Shelly. I'm Shondell, and I have actually had the opportunity to teach in the same district with Shelly my entire career. She and I don't work in the same place, but she does tech integration in the K-5 actually, I think she does the 3-5 now, and I do tech integration at a high school here in Billings. So we do work together. We share a lot of ideas. She is phenomenal, and I really love the way she set up this session. But I just thought I'd pop this up here in case in case you want to get a hold of me for anything, especially after the presentation is over. And also, I know Shelly's information is on the presentation, and she'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. So this is me, and we will go ahead and get started here. Okay, I want you to move. I can't move that. I struggle so much with Zoom because I haven't used it in the last few months, but all right, so here we go. We are going to look at some Google goodness from A to Z, and I know Shelly was inspired by another teacher, and she gave credit to that person down there in the right-hand corner. For this idea, and this is a presentation that I know she has also been honing for a lot of years. She started doing A to Z, it's been updated, and so it's really phenomenal. This is Shelly, and like I said, if you want to get a hold of her, she's at Stanton Shelly at Twitter, and I know that she would be super happy to answer any questions or anything like that that you have. I actually was not at this session yesterday, but I think it was Jason and Mike's session. They had this graphic over there, and usually when we start our sessions, we really like to talk about, so what is the purpose behind your technology? Like, technology should not drive your lesson. Technology should help enhance and support your lesson. And so when she shared this graphic yesterday on Twitter, I was like, yes, that is perfect. So you can see, you know, we're not looking for people to have the mission of, hey, I want to use Flipgrid this year, or gosh, my kids should really be making videos and doing that. Instead, we want to focus on the things on the right: raising awareness, joining those conversations, finding answers to their questions, being able to work collaboratively, critically think through a problem, and all of that. And then we want to use the technology to enhance that. So as we look at this multitude of tools that Shelly has and has shared with us, we just want to make sure that we're keeping that in mind. The technology is not the lesson plan. It is just, sorry, I gotta mute my watch. I suddenly got into a group chat here. It is just the tool that helps us get to our learning outcomes, okay? So if we look at this from A to Z, the best place I feel like to look at these at this presentation is actually through this collaborative sheet, or nope, it's a collaborative document that Shelly created. And so you can either open a tab and go to bit.ly /A to Z moot, and that bit.lys are case sensitive, so you have to make sure that that's all in lowercase. Or on the Moodle Classroom page, she also linked this, and I'm actually going to hop out and go to that with you guys, because I think it is, like I said, the best way to look at this presentation. And I can already see that there are a lot of people in this document. So here's the thing, this is collaborative notes, and it works super well if we actually use it for collaboration. So in order to start out, you can see that right now we have a green cursor right here. Underneath that green cursor is a pink one. I know that there's a few cursors up here. So if you want to add, the best thing to do is just hit and enter really quick, and then start typing in the next line, so you're not trying to type over somebody, okay? And it's gonna move, but it's gonna be okay, all right? So let's start with our A to Z. Our A for all the googly goodness from A to Z is add-ons. And add-ons are awesome. Hi, Ryan. Add-ons are so amazing. What they do is they enhance any of the Google tools that you're in. So when we're talking about add-ons live within that tool. For example, this is a Google Doc right now. And so you're seeing the same doc that's on your screen, but since I'm going to click on my add-ons button, you can see that these are the add-ons that I have. So if you click on add-ons add-ons on your computer, they're actually going to be different because you don't have the same add-ons that I have. Some of my favorite add-ons are actually the Doc2Form add-on. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. What that allows you to do is take a document and the items that are in the document, and you can actually kick them over and create a form. So let's say in the past you've written an exam or a quiz, or even a survey, and you've put it in a doc and then you usually print it out and hand it out to your students. You can now take this add-on, Doc2Form, and you can copy and paste super easily pieces of your doc into the add-on, and then it runs its little script and kicks out a form that's ready to go. Super cool. The other thing I wanted to show is if you actually click here, where it says click here for a list of Shelly's favorite add-ons. She has curated a giant list of those for docs, sheets, and forms. Open clip art is really nice because it helps you find those images for clip art. Template gallery is really cool because it gives you all of these various templates for using docs. I do not use all of these add-ons, so I can't speak to all of them. Draftback is awesome. What Draftback does, hang on, sorry. I'm gonna use my one tab extension super fast. And bring those in, and then I'm going to go back and just pull out what I need, and that will be easier for me to see where I'm at. Okay. All right. So these are all the add-ons for docs. The add-ons for sheets, I saw somebody was starting to type in the shared notes that they use Flubaroo. Flubaroo is a super awesome add-on in Sheets. So if you are in a doc, you're not going to see that because these are only the add-ons you can run for docs. Okay, if you want to get one, you just go down here to get add-ons, and then you can do a quick search for what you are looking for. So it's really nice if you know what you're looking for, but even if you don't, you can scroll through here and look at what some of these do. And if you're like, ooh, like someone yesterday was talking about Grackle, and I don't know what it does, but I can click on that, and then I can learn a little bit more because it's going to tell me about what this does. Okay, so I can kind of scroll through and study those add-ons. So if I were to click on add-ons here, since I'm in a doc, I'm not going to find Flubaroo because it only works on Sheets. So just kind of have that in your mind as you look at these. So Flubaroo has been around way longer than the quiz feature in Forms because that didn't always exist. Quizzes did not always self-grade. So Flubaroo is a script that works on the spreadsheet that you generate from a form, and basically you fill that out as the teacher saying what the right answers are, and Flubaroo goes in and grades it for you based on the sheet. And the one thing that I do like about Flubaroo that I think is really easy for me to look at is the data generated from that. It highlights things differently. If the majority of your students get a question wrong, it will highlight it so you, as the teacher, are aware, oh, hey, kids didn't really do that great on this. Maybe that's a concept I need to reteach. And also, for me, I'm a Sheets nerd, so I really like to look at the results in Sheets and gather my data there. Split names is a really handy extension too, especially if you you have a sheet and like you get it from a form and you had the first and last name together and then you want to sort by last name. You can't do that. Split names is an add-on that you use and it will split that column in two for you. So you have first name and last name. The QR code generator is nice because it generates a QR code super fast so that people can use a device just to hop in there and access what you're sharing really quick. Of these, my favorite is probably Autocrat. This is basically a mail merge program for sheets. And what I love is I can run an autocrat using the information in a sheet, and it will gather everything together based on a template that I've created. It will kick out these templates, or it will use a template to generate documents. And then if I wanted it to, it would even email to my respondents just using the information in a sheet. So it's really, really handy for cutting down some of that workflow. And here's what I would recommend. If you're interested in mail merge in sheets, try Autocrat. And if you have a problem, send either Shelly or me a text, a tweet, or a email or anything like that. And we would be so happy to help you with that.
So Shundell, I want to ask a question. We have, do you ever run into limitations because district blocks access to specific Google add-ons?
Yes. And actually that brings up a super great point with add-ons. So when we look at add-ons, when you go to run an add-on, it is going to say, hey, are you going to give this add-on the authority to run? And then you say, yep, I'm going to click on my email, you can use it. And then usually what's going to happen is it's going to say, by clicking accept, you are giving this script the ability to read and write in your Google Drive and maybe modify something. And that scares a lot of people, and I get it. So I totally understand if you're not interested in grabbing those add-ons, but really what you're doing is you're grabbing a tool that's supposed to enhance it. So let's say that I grab my, let's use the split names add-on, and I click on that and I want it to split my column. The reason that it has to be able to read and write in my Google Drive is that's how it works. It is grabbing that Google Sheet and it's modifying it to split that column into two names. So if you are working in your school domain, you could run into problems, and it varies per tech department. Some tech departments really, really, really lock things down. Others open them up a little bit, and it just is, it's that privacy and security that is the concern. So I guess the way that I usually kind of check those add-ons is if I go here and I'm going to add something new, I am always super careful to, like, let's say I'm looking at the EasyBib add-on, and EasyBib allows you to quickly create a citation in MLA, APA, I think Turabian, a few of the different forms, Chicago, things like that. So before I use this, I always look at, first of all, how many stars it has. And it's got over 3.5 stars. That's not too bad. And then but that's 7,000 people rating it. That's a lot of people rating it. So that gives me like a little security. And then I also look and see that there's 7 million users. And then the third thing that I look at, and in no particular order, is who created this add-on. And this is actually by EasyBib. EasyBib is a website that you can go to and get the same information. The extension just makes it a lot faster. So if your tech department is like locking you down, you might need to do a little recon work. Like, what are the benefits? Why should I advocate for this? Because my tech department probably isn't just going to okay any of them. If your tech department is pretty loosey-goosey, like, oh yeah, you can use these, have fun, good luck, then you probably just want to be careful of what you're doing. If somebody only has like 1 review and 7 users, I don't sign up to hop on there, because even if they have the truest of intentions, they might have some kind of like something might run wonky, and then I don't want to have to deal with that. So that's those are the tried and true kind of places where I start. If I'm still skeptical, a lot of times I'll just go out and Google it, and I'll see what kind of reviews are out there. What are other people saying about this add-on? Same thing with extensions. I guess it's like teaching your students how to assess any kind of website or anything they find online, right? You use those same steps. Like, does this look legit? What's the purpose behind it? Who's creating it? And all of those things to hopefully help you make the best decisions. I'm so sorry, I keep looking behind. I had to run to the vet again today for an emergency visit with one of my dogs. So I'm just making sure he's okay in his cone. Okay, so I hope I answered that question. Yeah, I need an add-on description book too. Don't worry. The one thing that Shelly doesn't have on here is slides, and I actually do have a couple of extensions in slides that I do really love to use. So I'm just going to pop open my presentation here so I can see the add-ons. One of them, and this could be a session, this could be a 3-hour session in and of itself, is Pear Deck. Pear Deck is awesome. Pear Deck allows you to take a slide presentation and make it interactive. So you are able to present, your students have a device, they go to like getpd.com, they enter in a code, it's like Nearpod. So they would hop in, they're taking this, or they're going through this presentation with you, and then you can pop in an interactive slide and it could ask them a question. Draw a picture of an atom. Tell me 3 things that you just learned about integers, anything like that. And it actually collects what they're doing because it integrates with their Google account. So at the end, you actually have a digital copy of their work, and you can see how they participated, what they did. It's really, really cool. Creator Studio is another one of my new favorites. This allows you to create videos and GIFs off of a slide presentation. So what you can do is you can create a series of slides, and then this is an example, and animate them. So I just have like 7 or 8 slides that I created this with. I made the dimensions the same that it would be in a Google Classroom banner, which is like 400 by 1600 pixels. 1600 by 400, I believe. It's a 4:1 ratio. And then though that's just the Bitmoji where they're like jumping in the air, and all I did was copy, and use it, and it made them cartwheel in, and then I popped up a quick little text message. So that, I made the slides, and then I ran Creator Studio, and it popped it together in a GIF for me. Okay. All right, let's go to B. Holy cow, I gotta go faster. Okay, Shelly also did down here add on other letters, just so if you're like, hey, add-ons I got, definitely click on all these links she gave you, because she put a ton of info in this doc. Bookmarks. Okay, I'm sure you guys all know what bookmarks are. When you are in Chrome, you can keep bookmarks of things you use often up here. The way to add a bookmark is either just click the star, or you can just simply click and drag this guy down here and add a bookmark. But there's more that you can do. I bet that one, there we go. So when I'm in this bookmark, if I right click on it, I can edit it. Okay, so I could change this so that it's shorter. And maybe just I want to change it to MM A to Z, Mountain Moo A to Z. When I save it, notice that it shrinks down what the title is on my bookmark bar, so I can fit more things in there. This little icon right here that you see along with each of these bookmarks, the G, the little documents picture, the BPS picture here, this little icon, those are called favicons. Favicons are what you see up here in your tabs. It's just the picture that goes along with the tab, the website that you're on. So for example, I know this favicon is Casey Bell's Shake Up Learning, and I really enjoy, I go to her site kind of a lot. So I was able to just grab one of her pages, and I saved it in my favorite, or my bookmarks bar, my favorites bar, and then I edited it down, because all I need to see is her favicon, and I can get there. The ones that are a document or a slide, I usually need a tiny bit more info on, just because I don't know how many I have up there. So if you want to get kind of more out of your bookmark bar, shrink things down a little bit, all you have to do is right click. And remember, I couldn't see when I added this one, so I clicked on these arrows here. Anytime you see arrows or dots or lines in Google, it means, but wait, there's more, click here. You're going to find like there's treasure in here. So you always want to go there. So if I wanted to add this National Federation of High School Sports, I would just right click on this guy. I'm going to go to edit. I know that icon, so I don't need it. I delete the title, and then bam. Oh, it's probably still too short to show. What should happen is this little favicon should show up there, but my bar is full. So if I delete this one, I just right click on that and I delete it. But then I can add my National Federation. Well, nope, it's down too far. I can't add it. So if the more you can shrink here, the more you can try to work these guys up into your bookmark bar. Okay. Let's see. Oh my gosh. If you guys foresee, if you've not seen the Cultural Institute yet, this is awesome. What the Google Arts and Culture is basically they're working with museums and artists all over the world to try to bring art to more people for free. So you may never get to where, I don't know where Vernier's The Girl with the Pearl Earring is. You may never get to that museum to see it, but using Google for Arts and Culture allows you to see those things and learn about those things. So you can see there's music and art in here. You can explore different collections from around the world. Right here, you can click on this guy and go to Yellowstone National Park. When I told you I had about an hour and a half to go through the presentation to prep for this, I probably spent 45 minutes on this website because there are so many amazing things. And so I'm thinking, no matter what our fall looks like, if we're in person or if we're distance learning again, the resources in here to expose your students to things, you know, outside of their home or outside of the classroom are crazy amazing. I even went down to the bottom and had a lot of fun with, I gotta find it again, sorry. There is a part, I don't know where I found it, but I found a place where I could grab these works of art and put together a puzzle. And so you can do it on your own solo, or you could have your family join you and you all are on the same puzzle no matter where you are, and you can put together a virtual puzzle for like some family game time. This site, like I said, I spent 45 minutes and I didn't even see the point of the tip of the iceberg. There's so much on here, and I think working in the library, this is a site that I am going to start to just utilize, because it's basically a place where all of these amazing historical and art resources are curated for you to use, and Google's put together so that you can use them with your students in the classroom and those kind of things. And it updates all the time. It's not like it just is the same. So this Vermeer Find 7 Things in the Paintings, that will change. That's not always on the homepage. Super, super cool. D is for drawings. Holy cow. If you need to create a PNG or a vector file, or if you want to create hyperdocs, I'm a giant fan of slides, but drawings is a super, super close second. Drawings is found in your Google Drive. If you hit plus, it's just down under more. And my favorite thing about Google Drawings is it's going to start you off with a transparent background. So you do not, if you wanted to put whatever you create on a page that has a background like this, you'd see the background through it. It's transparent. It's not going to come in white. And that's a huge thing I see when people design graphics. So I love Google Drawing. It is quickly becoming one of my go-to tools. And that's just after this summer, I challenged myself to learn it. You can't break it. And if you have a basic understanding of slides, that all applies to drawing. It just allows you to do a little bit more, a little bit easier. And, oh, hey, I need to go back to this one. Shelley highlighted this. My favorite C is in testing and should go live this fall. We don't ever know what that is. So I texted her and she has not replied. So if I ever figure out what that is, I will definitely pass that on. Going back down to the D in drawings, if you want to play around in drawings and need a little bit of guidance, click on this document here. And Shelly has created basically a drawings ninja self-paced activity. So you start here, and to get a white belt, you're going to go to drawings.google.com. You're going to create a ninja drawing, and then you're going to add Shelly as your collaborator. And I am going to StantonS@BillingsSchools.org. So I just popped her email in there for you so that you can see what that is, okay? And then it just takes you through those step by step, so you don't have to go here to drawings and go, okay, now what? What do I do? So she starts with the basics. That's how you would earn a white belt. Then she goes into a yellow belt. Then she goes into red and works through. And by the end, like ultimately your goal is to get to be a black belt, and she will help you like check on that and help you because you've added her as a collaborator. So that's a really cool activity she made. And what I love about this activity is it's great for us as educators to learn how to use this tool. But when I saw this, I was already thinking, oh my gosh, this is a great kind of like self-leveled activity that you could replicate for your kids. Maybe you're not using drawing, but maybe you're helping your kids earn a black belt in measurements. And so they start by measuring, things that are easy, like a piece of paper, and then they go into things that are smaller, bigger, curvy, all of that, and you can work through. Like, this activity is to help you learn how to use drawings, but it really could be, taken to anything that you're doing in the classroom and allowing those kids to kind of self-level. You could even replicate it using your proficiency scales. What is a 2, what is a 3, and this is exactly what it looks like, kind of in a little bit more like fun way. Instead of just saying, hey, do you want to be a 4? You could be like, do you want to be a, I don't know, a foiling in math ninja? Then maybe that's how you can help kind of inspire your kids. When I saw this, I was like, holy cow, that's amazing. So
Shelly, we've got a question. How do you decide whether it's better to use slides or drawings?
If I want to create like a GIF, or if I want to create, I don't know, I just pick. If I want to create a GIF, I go to slides because I love Creator Studio. And if I want a transparent background, I go to drawings. Other than that, there's so many similarities that I could go either way with them. The one thing I do like about slides is if I want to create like a multi-page document, it's really easy to grab my slide and edit it that way. Whereas if I'm going to create maybe more of an image or like a one-page quick something, that's when I would use drawing. I hope that answers that. But definitely, so. Like, if there's anything you want with a transparent background, you go to drawing. That's your go-to. This checkerboard background means that it's not going to show up when you export it. It's just going to be clear. Okay, let's see, drawings. My math teachers in my high school loved Desmos. I know so little about it that I don't feel confident even clicking and helping you guys. But if you are looking for a graphing calculator, this is a free one that you can use super easy. And then also here on this download as, in any of the tools that you're using in Google, if you go to File, Download, you have different options. So in here, in drawing, I could download a PDF, a JPEG, a PNG, or that vector file. But if I'm in slides and I go to File and then Download, I can download it as a PowerPoint. I've never used an ODP, but I could use a PDF, I could use a text file, so that might also help you decide what you're going to use. The other really cool thing is it's kind of unrelated, but if you have a PowerPoint file, you can in Drive just add that file and then convert it to a slide. And it's not flawless, like some things come in a little bit weird, but then it could be something that's in your slides that lives there that you edit and add there so that it's easy to publish. Okay, E is for extensions. I love add-ons, I love extensions. The add-ons are going to live within each tool. So it's going to live in your docs tool, in your sheets, in your slides, in whatever you're using. Extensions live in your web. If you're using Chrome for your browser, if you're using Firefox, they all have extensions, and they're basically there to do the same thing. So I clicked on Shelly's top 5, and I agree with her on 4 of those. The only one I don't agree on is Grammarly, and I was a Grammarly user for 2 or 3 years. It's really, really cool because if you use this extension, it transcends into all of your documents. So if you're writing an email, if you're writing a paper, if you're editing a spreadsheet, Grammarly lives in there and it helps you. It's basically like your spell and grammar check no matter where you are. It's really cool. It sends you stats like, hey, you're getting better at writing. I only had to help you this many times last week. It's really cool. The thing that stopped me from using it, and I'm a Pollyanna, like I believe in things, I believe that things have the best of intentions, but my tech director was talking about it in the fall, and he pointed out that it is reading all of your emails and it's digesting all of that information. So I know you're probably going, okay, Shondell, but you just said with add-ons that all they're doing is looking at your drive and doing this. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I think my email just went like a little too far for me to be comfortable. And so I took the Grammarly extension off. Shelly still uses it. I also trust her. So I mean, I think that that's something you should look into yourself just to kind of see how you feel about it. But the rest of her extensions, love. I am a Screencastify girl. I love it. It is the only tool that I can think of that every year I pay for out of my own pocket because it is that important to me. But I also record a lot of screencasts, and the basic free Screencastify or Screencast-O-Matic is not long enough for me. So I use Screencastify to create super fast tutorials. It lives right here. And just like Zoom, when I want to use it, I say, I click my extension, and then I say, yes, I want to share my screen. Do I want to have a picture or not? And then I can record a tutorial and it goes straight into my drive. And within 30 seconds of it getting there, I have a link that I can copy and share out. So I work in the library and I do tech integration at my school. So when a teacher has a question, a lot of times it will come with, like, let's say the end of a semester, how do you export your grades? If I get more than 2 or 3 emails, I'm like, I'm not gonna type a reply every time, and I'm not gonna go back and copy and paste it. I'm just gonna record a quick video for my staff and then send it out. So that's why for me, it's worth paying for. If I was in the classroom every day and we were going virtual, I would probably find it a tool that I would pay for. I think every year it's in the ballpark of $30, and every year when I renew, I get a discount, so it's down to like 18. So that's why I use it. Ad block for Chrome is awesome. It is right here. It blocks your ads. So I don't get pop-ups on like Facebook or even YouTube. It cuts down on my ads. I do have to turn it off when I go to like a newspaper. They make me turn it off in order to access their site because they survive on ads. That's how they get paid. But ad block is always running in the background, and it's stopping ads from popping up as I go through, no matter which tabs that I open. Bitly. Bitly's a great extension. I think mine is hiding down here because for some reason I just like to go to, yeah, my Bitly was down here. So I just like to go to bit.ly.com, and what bit.ly is it allows you to shorten URLs. The goo.gl URL shortener went away. I used to love it. It was also an extension, but Google got rid of it. So now bit.ly serves that purpose. And the thing that I love about bit.ly is I can customize my shortened links for free. So if I just go to bit.ly, you can see that I use this often, and I know Shelly does too. You can see even in the summer how often I use it, and it keeps a running log of all of those bit.lys that I've made. And it tells me what I've used. So when I use the free one, because I don't pay for this, I have to be careful about what I use a bit.ly for, because once it's used once somewhere by anyone all over the world, it's gone. So if I work at senior high, we go by Bronc Nation. I think years ago I did something dumb and showed an example, and I was like, hey, if you go to bit.ly/Bronc Nation, this is what it does. And I can never use that again. I can't edit it. So I can't go in here and say, oh, I want to use this. I want this bit.ly to go to a different place. It's gone. So you do have to be a little bit cognizant about what you're using there. But if you're not using Classroom regularly, or if you're not using a website, or if you're in a situation like this, I don't know who's coming to this session, but I want to share something. Bit.ly makes your life so easy, and it just shortens those URLs down so great. If you want to tweet something else out, Twitter has its own shortener, but with Bit.ly you can customize it. So really, really handy and free. And then Google Keep. Oh gosh, Google Keep. Oh, Google Keep. It is one of my favorite tools. I know I have said that probably 17 times, but Google Keep allows you to create sticky notes for yourself, so that you can easily keep track of things that you want to remember. You can collaborate on notes and share them so that you're working with someone. And if I share this note with someone, it only shares this one note. It doesn't share everything else in here. So all this other stuff is mine. Just this is shared with someone else. The other great thing about Keep is I just found out I'm presenting at a library conference. And so I was over here in my email, and I was like, oh, hey, I got to take care of this. So I just clicked. You can see that it lives in my sidebar right here. Here's my Keep. I hit take a note, and then I can say moot coin. When I'm done, even though I'm in my email, if I go to my Keep, that baby's going to show up right here. And what I love is it connects me to that email. So if I click on that link, it takes me right back to the email, takes me right back to what I was looking at and what I was thinking. So Keep, the other awesome thing is I have the app on my phone. So now if I wanted to be like, oh, what was that email? I want to read it on my phone. I just click on it, and there it is. It takes away all those sticky notes and all those little pieces of paper that, I don't know about you, but I used to go home with 5 or 6 sticky notes, and then I wondered what it was in reference to. This makes it so easy. Also, let's say I'm in a doc. See how I have my Keep guy over here? I can click on this, and I can once again add a note, and this is Google A to Z. When I hit done, that's where it lives. I can also edit in this note. This doc is awesome. I hit done. I'm back in my Keep. I'm on my phone, and right here is where this note lives. And then I can say, I can share it with someone. I can go back to this document. So you can see at the bottom, I used to just grab links and pop them into a Keep on my phone. Now what I would do is just add those where I'm at, and then link that presentation right in there. Instead of finding the URL for a presentation, just pop it right into that note, give the note a title, and then I'm done. I can go back to it at any time. So the extension allows you to do the same thing. If you're on a website, you can just grab it, and then you're basically creating a bookmark that you can access on any device, anything you have. Okay. We are to E. Holy cow. Okay, so Flippity. Flippity is our F. Flippity is awesome. Flippity works with sheets, and what it allows you to do is grab a template for just about anything you could want as a teacher. You want a random name picker? Awesome. Grab the Flippity random name picker right here. It gives you a demo of how that sheet works. It gives you instructions, and then if you open one, it creates a template for you and tells you exactly how to use it. So you're a teacher, you want to do a fun review game, you're thinking Jeopardy. Do not go out and search Jeopardy. Go to Flippity and grab this quiz show game, because everything is set up for you. All you need to do is type in your questions. You don't have to worry about hyperlinks. If they get it correct, where does it go? If they don't get it correct, where does it go? Super easy. A new one that is I have not seen, I didn't see until this school year, is the timeline. And I used to try to find a free timeline creator for my teachers all the time. This is it. And the great thing is they go to the template, you click on it, it's going to force a copy, so it's going straight into your drive. This document, flippity.net timeline template, now lives in my drive. And the super cool thing is if you are a teacher, you can share this template with your students in classroom by sharing it with them using the share button, however you want, and then your students can create a timeline using it. It is so, so cool. And like I said, Flippity, a teacher started by creating a few different templates, and now it's getting crazy. It's getting so crazy with all of the amazing things that you can find in Flippity. If you aren't going to remember Flippity, I would definitely bookmark that guy in your bookmark bar, because it will save you a ton of time. Another thing that's really fun in the app is when you have some free time, click on Feud, and it basically is a family feud, like Google style. So it's just a fun game. I also wasted probably 10 minutes on that when I should have been going over some of these other tools that she was sharing. Graded quizzes in forms. Graded quizzes and forms is a holy cow thing. When you are in a form, you can decide if you want it to just ask questions, or you can decide if you want it to grade itself. So I can grab this guy. I just went to forms.google.com, and it starts me with a blank quiz. Okay, and when I check this, it already knows I want it to be a quiz. So once I type my question, which is best, and it's multiple choice, and I say A or B or C, I can have an answer key. I answer that, and I say it's worth 11 points. Maybe that's my moot point, right? Once I share this with my students, it's going to grade it. It's going to give them points. It's going to tell them how they did on this quiz, and I am going to get that information. You don't have to go to forms.google.com in order to get this. You can turn any form into a quiz if you just go to settings. In your settings, you've got general, and then you've got presentation tab, and then you've got quizzes. And so when you're in quizzes, you just slide this guy over to make this a quiz, and then you decide how you want your students to access their grades. Do you want them to get immediate feedback? Immediately after they hit submit, they're going to be able to see how they did on that quiz. Or do you want to turn it on later and collect their email, and then after all of your classes have taken it, then you shoot them the responses? What do you want them to see? Do you want to see them what they missed and what was correct and the point values, or do you just want them to see what they missed? For me, just philosophically, I would say, yeah, I want them to know what the correct answer is, because I want them to be able to learn. I don't want to just be like, hey, you got that wrong, better luck next time. Hopefully they see they got something wrong, and then they'll learn from it. And then the other super cool thing about this is if you are on Chromebooks, you can turn on locked mode, and your students can't go out into other tabs. And if you want to know more about how that works, that's definitely something to talk with your district tech about, because they can help you set that up with the locked mode. Really, really cool if you have Chromebooks in your classroom. Okay, 5 minutes. Headings in docs. Oh my gosh. So do I have a document open that I can edit? I don't, but I know I have one called sample doc that I used yesterday. So your headings in docs are, might have deleted it. This is what allows you to create a table of contents, which is really cool. So this right here is my table of contents, and I didn't do anything except I did two things, okay? I went into insert and I said table of contents, and that brings up a blank bar that tells me how to use this. And here's what it's going to tell you. It's going to say you need to create part of your document in a heading mode. So see how I'm here and it says right here normal text? But if I click on first paragraph, it says heading 1. That's what puts that there. So let's just go here and I'll go enter. Okay, and I'm just going to highlight this guy right here. And I'm going to make this a heading 1. Okay, whoops, sorry. Okay, and then I'm just going to go enter again. I'm going to go back up here. This is where my table of contents is. I'm going to reload it. And you can see that now it gives me a link to that section of my text. Okay, if I go up here and I want to see the conclusion, I can go to that section of my text. This is really handy when you're doing a collaborative document because as it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows, you can make a table of contents to get to those specific sections so it's easier to navigate. One of the other F's is another thing that makes things easy to navigate, and that is Control or Command F for find. You can do that in a doc, a sheet, a slide, an email. Anytime you Control or Command F, it will bring up this find guy. And so if I say first, you can see that there are 2 times in this document where the word first comes up, and I can use my arrows to work my way through those things. And that's a bad one because they're both on the same page. So let's do second. You can see it highlights it in the document over here. It says that it's this is where the first example of second is. And then when I use my arrow to the next one, it's going to take me to the next instance and highlight that. This is especially handy in sheets sometimes if you're trying to see, like if you're trying to find name or you're trying to find let's say a selection, like how many people said that they want a large sweatshirt. Well, instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, you could just highlight this and it will tell you. It tells me that there's 2 seconds here. So if that was large, 2 people ordered a large. That's all I have to look at. Okay, headings, image drag. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a time saver. I'm going to have I have my drawing open up here. Let's say that I did a Google search for golden retrievers. That's what I always search for. And I go over here and I find the cutest dog ever. This one could be mine. I don't have to right click and copy the image and save it and do all that. I can I can just click on this guy. I'm clicking and holding it with one hand, and then I'm just clicking and dragging this guy over to another tab. I'm still holding it with one finger, and you can see it doesn't matter which tab I go to. It will open up whatever's in that tab, and when I drop it there, there's my golden retriever picture. Okay, I can also do the same thing with, if you have the Bitmoji extension, you can do the same thing. You can just grab that guy, pop it over here and drop it in, and there is a picture in your document. Yes, I think this is a great tool to share with your students, But I also think it is so, so, so crazy important to tell them you need to cite your sources. You need to tell where this picture came from. It is not okay for you to just go out and steal somebody's picture. So it's a great discussion to have with students, and to go over, like, how do you know when to cite something? How do you know how to cite something? Those are the discussions we need to have with our kids, no matter what class we teach, no matter what grade we teach. Okay, how am I doing, Ryan?
You are exactly at time.
Holy cow. You
And
guys, I made it through I.
so I think that this should be an Olympic sport, getting through the Google A to Z presentation in record time. And I am just humbled by how well you did that, Shondell.
Oh my gosh. Well, I did not get through it in record time, obviously. I did not get even close. I know Shelly would have done better than me. I don't know if she could have gotten through all of those. I will ask her on that one.
So Ashton asks, do you do professional development for schools?
I do. I do. Shoot me an email. We can talk for sure.
Yeah.
I love it. I have the best job ever, you guys.
I know, I feel the same way. I just, being in ed tech these days is just so exhilarating.
Peggy, yes, I covered some of the later ones in extensions and add-ons. You're right. Peggy, give bonus points to Peggy.
Okay, Peggy gets points.
Yeah, actually everyone who participates in the chat should totally get points, because I can't watch it and present at the same time. So yeah, these people deserve points. And for sticking with me at 4 o'clock, coins. You get a coin, and you
Consider
get a
it.
coin, and you get a coin.
You are the Oprah of moot coins.
Yeah, that's my goal. Huh?
All right, so I'll do that distribution after we close this meeting up. I'm gonna grab everybody from the chat, and I'll be generous with the moot coin since it's late in the day.
So generous, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you so much, you guys, for sticking with me. 6 o'clock where you are. Oh my gosh. You guys, thank you so much. This is just the best conference that I have. It's so fun that even though we're online, we get to connect this way. I've loved it every second. So thank you, Ryan, for putting this on and all of your work.
It's our pleasure.
Give yourself a lot of points, a lot of coin.
All right, everybody. Don't forget to come to the social tonight. We're going to give out even more moot coins during the social. Traditionally, the moot party on Thursday night is the place where we have lots of games and we have lots of just cash flying around. If you can believe it, in the past, we've actually printed out little money with our faces on it and handed it out. So we don't get to do that this time, so it won't be quite as crazy. We don't get to make it rain physically with cash, but we'll distribute some moot coin like crazy. So come to the 7 o'clock social tonight and hang out, meet some other educators. We find that for us, the most valuable part of this whole thing is the friendships and the relationships that we make with other educators that sustain us throughout the year. I know I've got a virtual Rolodex of people I've met at the Mountain Moot that it just saves me over and over and over again, and I hope that you will too. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kill the meeting. Everybody, thanks a lot, and I hope to see you tonight at 7 o'clock.
Thank you. This has been awesome so far.
Thanks.